Hello students, welcome to the course Verilog HDL. I am Shivanand Kulkarni. The previous videos we have seen about the evolution of computer aided design tool for digital design and how HDLs emerged out of that. Okay, so how HDL were necessary for the programming of the chip. So in today's session, we'll be looking at typical HDL flow. Okay, so if any designer want to design an digital design using HDL, so they have to follow a certain steps. Okay, so that is we are going to see today. Okay, so this is the flow diagram. Okay, so very important picture. Okay, so this will be referred by all the digital engineers. So this figure shows the typical design flow for designing VLSI IC circuits. Okay, integrated chips, right? You will be seeing microcontroller chips, or you will be seeing processor chips in your CPU of the computer. Okay, laptop. Okay, so you'll be seeing processors, right? So any electronic device you consider, it is based on some chip, right? So that chip, how it is manufactured. Okay, so normally using HDL, hardware description language. So this is the set of steps they will be going through. Okay, so here the EDA tools I mentioned earlier. So here that EDA tools will be performing the operation. Okay, so there is a back end and front end. So front end we call CAD, and back end we call front end we call CAE, and back end we call CAD, right? So front end we will be doing the design, okay, inputs. Okay, so we'll be writing the HDL code, okay, up to the level, and then the back end tool will do the uh, layout and planning everything for you. Okay, so very first step, a design specification. Okay, for normally any software if you are writing also will be using, okay, the same analogical steps, same way specification. Okay, so what you want, that is the first step, right? So what kind of chip you want, how many inputs you want. Okay, so if you are designing a multiplexer, so which mux you want, 4:1 mux, 8:1, 16:1 mux, right? Like that design specifications will be written in these steps. Okay, so once design specification is known, so you will be writing the different styles of code. Okay, so if you are writing a behavior code, so you'll be writing it here. If you are writing a data flow code, so you'll be writing it here. If you are writing a gate level code, so you'll be writing over here. Okay, so since logic synthesis tools are available now, so that task will be done by the logic synthesis tool. So we have to write a behavioral description or RTL level description. Okay, so here we have to write the specification in terms of a hardware description language. So in this course you will be learning that only. Okay, how to write a HDL for a digital design or specified digital design, how you write a code in different styles. Okay, gate level, data flow, and behavioral. Okay, so remaining task will be carried out by the backend tools, but still we should know what is happening backside. Okay, so that is what explained in this design flow. Okay, so next step, functional verification and testing. Okay, so inputs will be given, output it is working or not, so that will be tested. Then logic synthesis tools will do the create the gate level netlist. That means it will create a netlist. So netlist is nothing but a directed graph. So it will have the vertices, they will be nothing but components, and there are edges. Edges represent the interconnections. Okay, so one component to another component, how they are connected. So that is gate level netlist generated by the logic synthesis tools. And also timing verification will be done over here. Okay, so once gate level netlist is known, so logical verification and testing will be done. So logically is it correct or not, so second level of testing will be carried out here. So once it is done, so now it is ready for physical layout. So floor planning, automatic place and route. Okay, so on the chip, where which component has to be placed, right? If you see any PCB board, okay, so there will be some processor in the middle. Okay, and there is a power source at the end. Okay, like that you have seen some elements over that. Okay, so how to do that floor planning. Okay, so that is what floor planning, and how you automatically place and route. So this component is here. So like that you are preparing a layout. So that will be done by this backend tool, and the output of that will be given as physical layout. Okay, and finally that layout also will be verified, and finally it is given to the production house for the chip. Okay, so chip should be implemented, right? So this is the step. Okay, so here there are many steps. I have shown you shaded steps, right? There are many unshaded steps. So these unshaded blocks show the level of design representation. Okay, representation of the design at various levels will be used. Okay, so this physical layout is nothing but the lowest level, that will be in terms of NMOS, PMOS. Okay, I told you, no, switch level design. Okay, that is here. Gate level netlist is nothing but gate level logic diagram. Okay, so OR gate, AND gate, XOR gate. So your design will be in terms of gate level. So RTL description here is a third unshaded block. So this is nothing but the Boolean expressions. So your whatever relations are written in Boolean expressions, and the top level you will be having the behavior like truth table, or the behavior of the design will be explained over here. Okay, so these are the unshaded blocks. Similarly, shaded blocks represent processes in the design flow. So what are the processes happening? Okay, so we'll be showing in the lab session also. We'll just click on that, so the backend tool will do that process. Okay, and that doing that process, it will give the result. Okay, so the same steps I will explain now in brief. First step was specifications, right? So it is describing abstractly the functionality, interface, and overall architecture of the digital circuit to be designed. Functionality in the sense what operations you are doing, interface, input and outputs, and the overall architecture, whatever. Okay, the big picture. Okay, so it will be shown over here. At this point, the architects do not need to think about how they will implement this circuit. So they will not bother about how to implement this. So their task is to accept the specifications and write it. Okay, next, behavioral description step is then created to analyze the design in terms of functionality. So whatever they have given, so that it will check now, so this functionality is required, what modification has to be done. Okay, then performance compliance to standards. Okay, so we are following a Verilog IEEE standard, right? We should adhere to that standards, right? Even the quality testing standards also will there. So all these it should go through, and then other high level issues. Okay, whatever issues are there, so that, okay, if you have to write at level code, so you should be experienced at that, right? So you have done the lowest level codes and all, only then you will come over here. So behavioral description are often written with HDLs. Okay, so this is where this course stands for. Okay, to write a behavioral description, so you have to know how to write a HDL or Verilog HDL. Okay, the behavioral description is manually converted to an RTL description in an HDL. Okay, so manually also can be converted, or you are writing a code. Okay, both are similar steps. Okay, the designer has to describe the data flow that will implement the desired digital circuit. So RTL level description, what happens, it is a register transfer level. Whatever we have told behavior or functionality, now it will be at the registers level. This registers to this register, this is the flow. Okay, like that. So from this point onward, the design process is done with the assistance of EDA tools. That's what we have mentioned. Okay, evolution of CAD we have mentioned, right? So CAD and CAE tools together we call it as EDA tools. So that will take over. That means your job is now to just write RTL level description or a behavioral level description at present. Okay. Then comes the logic synthesis tools there. They convert the RTL description to a gate level netlist. Netlist I mentioned. Gate level netlist is a description of the circuit in terms of gates and the connections between them. Okay. So gates are nothing but components and the interconnections. And this logic synthesis tool ensure that the gate level netlist meets the timing, area, and power specifications. Right. In the very first video, I told you there are contradictory parameters are there, like timing, speed. Okay, so whatever you are designing, it should be very speed, it should take less area, and the battery life should be good, right? So that three criteria will also be met by this logic synthesis tools. So then next step, if you have the flow design, okay, so the next step comes there, automatic place and route. Okay, so this is a tool. The gate level netlist is input to an automatic place and route tool, which creates a layout now. Okay, so layout is nothing but a chip, right? So layout is verified and then fabricated on a chip. Okay, so normally green color or blue color PCB boards you have seen. Okay, so it is a plain PCB. Above that will be putting that components. Okay, so we'll call normally surface mount technology and all. So in nearest Goa, okay, so there is a Siemens factory is there, so there they are doing that. Okay, so they will be South Korea, they will be taking that chips, okay, PCB boards, and using the automated tools they are going to place the design over that chip. Okay, so till then, so you will be writing HDL, everything you are writing it, you are processing it to the EDA tools. Okay, and that EDA tools will be connected to the fabrication house, so there they will be manufactured as the chips. Okay, thus most digital design activity is concentrated on manually optimizing the RTL description of the circuit. Okay, after the RTL description is frozen, EDA tools are available to assist the designer in further processes. Okay, so once the description part is over, so it will assist the designer in like timing analysis, okay, area or power consumption, so all these other things it will assist. Okay, so designing at the RTL level has shrunk the design cycle times from years to a few months. Okay, when earlier millions of transistors were there, VLSI circuits, okay, and there is no tools, then it would have taken years, okay, to verify some designs, or months. So now because of this RTL level, okay, so logic synthesis tools are available, so it has reduced the complex circuit analysis verification to few months. Okay, even today it is very less. Okay, within a day also it can be possible. It is also possible to do many design iterations in a short period of time. Okay, so this is about the HDL design flow, and presently there is a trend of behavioral synthesis tools, as we have seen logic synthesis tools which will convert from RTL level description to gate level netlist. Similarly, behavioral synthesis tools means, so just you have to write the specifications. Okay, this is what I want. Okay, so no need to write the HDL also. The synthesis tools itself will write the HDL and give you the required output. Okay, so that is the level. So this is still in research. Okay, so behavioral synthesis tools have begun to emerge recently, and these tools can create RTL descriptions from a behavioral or algorithmic description of the circuit. Algorithm anyone can write, no need of special knowledge for that, right? So if you know the algorithm, okay, so how the multiplex design is, so just if you write that, so it will convert it into a RTL level description by writing its own HDL code. Okay, that is possible. As these tools mature, digital circuit design will become similar to high level computer programming. Okay, so as these tools becomes mature and advanced, so then your HDL programs also looks like a one of the high level computer programming like C. Okay, designers will simply implement the algorithm in an HDL at a very abstract level. So EDA tools will help the designer convert the behavioral description to a final IC chip. Okay, so this is a very long process. Okay, so this only we will be doing it in lab using one of the CAD tools. Okay, so if you have to design some half adder, okay, so half adder means it is having two inputs and two outputs. Okay, two inputs AB and two outputs sum and carry, right? So if you just relate what is sum is equal to and carry is equal to, if you write the functionality, so the complete EDA tool will give you the final IC chip which is functioning as half adder. Okay, so for that we will be using the FPGA kits. Okay, so field programmable gate array kits are using. So using that we'll realize it as a half adder, okay, or full adder, or a multiplexer, or arithmetic logic unit, 7-segment display, like any complex design you can do it. Okay, so the designer is still the person who controls how the tool will perform. Okay, because EDA tools susceptible to garbage in and garbage out. Okay, so the unnecessary noise or unnecessary resources will add up. So that's why designer, digital system designer, okay, or you are the engineer, okay, so one who is working in that field, you will be controlling how the tool will perform. Okay, which step to which step, what is going to happen. Okay, so this is about the typical HDL design flow. So again, this same step in the lab, how we do that. Okay, so in the tools, how the icons are available, how we use that. Okay, so there also I will show this. Okay, so this is the theoretical part, and it is one of the important question in this unit. Okay, so explain the typical HDL design flow, or the explain the VLSI IC circuit manufacturing using a neat diagram. Okay, so this is about it. In the next video, we will be explaining more about Verilog HDL. Why Verilog HDL? What are the advantages of that? And what is the trend in Verilog HDL? Okay, so this is it. So thank you. I will see you in the next video.